Justin, it's also been the UGU South Coast Tourism's financial year end just a while ago. How did it go, and how did you think you fared?
Yeah. We have within our strategy, which goes up to 2017, approximately 91 items that we have to action within that strategy, each with a specific target and achievement date and etc. Could be number of magazines we advertise and how many press releases we get out, etc. And of the 91, we have achieved every single one except for 5, which gives us an efficiency factor of approximately 95%, which I think is under the circumstances, very good. The non-achieves were not necessarily not activated, it was just that through time or logistics or perhaps even waiting for authorizations and things like that, we've just basically rolled them over into this new financial year. And going forward, we have every reason to be confident, in fact, getting 100% of every single target that we achieve. In many instances, we even achieve them well before the end of Q4. And the audit committee that we have and our board have been very sort of pleased the way it has gone. As we speak, the Auditor General is now with us, looking at the most recent financial year, past financial year, and hopefully we will perhaps get a good result from that as well.
Hoping for a clean audit?
We're hoping for a clean audit, but we've got to be cautiously optimistic because these guys might find something that they didn't pick up on previous years. So we cautiously optimistic. But certainly what we also do within that strategy is that each November we then have a review where our municipal partners, the members of the public and our board, we sit down and go through each item. Do we put this particular target up? Do we take this particular objective out, etc.? So we keep on reviewing. We don't just sit on the laurels of it and just let it tick over each year by year. And that gives a sense of dynamism to the way we go. And at the end of the day, it's a tick sheet. We sit down with our staff and we say, right, here's the beginning of the quarter. This is what we've got to get done by the end of the quarter. Towards the end of that quarter, how are you going? Time's running out. So it can be a lot of time pressure for the staff, and they've been fantastic in getting to those targets on time, etc. So far, so good. But as I say, we can't sit back on our laurels.
Looking forward?
Look, going forward, for example, if we use the idea of events, and even though this is almost considered a lull period before the sort of big Christmas festive season time, we've got a number of events coming through, and we've got the interprovincial netball coming through down this month, and that is where all the provinces are coming through. And I think that's a legacy of the success of the international event that came here recently, the Diamond Series, where we had 4 countries from Africa coming through. I think I've previously mentioned to you the ring ball, and I can confirm that now that is being confirmed, that there are approximately 3,000 participants and about 3,000 spectators coming from the 4th to the 11th of October. And that's 30,000 bed nights. So it's a nice influx, and we have an indication that if they're satisfied with the event, they will come every year. So that's a big plus, and it certainly fills the gap of the SA Schools netball, which, as you know, went to Cape Town.
Excuse my ignorance, but what is ring ball?
Ring ball is the old korfbal, and it is a growing sport. It's men and women. It's not just women play. It goes from youth all the way through, and as part of this event, they're using a series of developmental sessions. That's going to be held at the Douglas Mitchell through the Margate's Sports School, to try and grow the sport into all the communities. So it's men and women, which is quite nice, all age groups, so it's not just the women that play. But going forward, we've got the Ngeli show coming up shortly. We've also got a rugby development program that's coming, where all the rural kids are coming through to the South Coast. So you can see, once again, the demography of our sports events is certainly becoming more reflective of the need of our recreation in South Africa. We also, interestingly enough, in the tourism month, which is September, we're having the second of our tourism awards evenings. We believe we need to recognize people, individuals and organizations from throughout the district who have bent over backwards to support us in what we do. And it's a recognition, it's a fun evening. I think you guys were there last year. It was a long evening, but it was fun, it wasn't formal and stiff, and we plan to do it again this year, and we certainly encourage our members to participate in it, and they'll be getting communications to come up and be part of it. But talking on membership, the MEC recently has really getting stronger on the Tourism Act, and there are a lot of tourism practitioners out there throughout the province who are not registered with tourism organizations, and the authorities are going to start coming down on them. So, going forward, we need to grow that membership a bit more, have more of a representation from various quarters on the number of committees that we have, and so on. Other events, there's also the UGU Film Festival coming up. That's going to be in 11th to 13th September. And then there's the Amakono Arts Festival, which will be at Nyanda Zulu as a hinterland development initiative for arts and culture there. So you can see we're not just focusing on the coast, we're also then embracing the opportunities in the hinterland as well. And there's golf, there's the South Prim Classic coming up in September.
Speaking of golf, what about the Cell C tournament?
Cell C tournament, we're waiting to hear from provincial government whether certain funds have been allocated for the event per se. So we optimistic that we can try and get those monies. That is obviously an initiative through the Hibiscus Coast, the Mayor of Hibiscus Coast, as almost the patron of golf, ladies golf down here. And so we are working closely with the Mayor's office at Hibiscus Coast to see if we can't influence provincial government to allow funds to be allocated under these times where there are austerity measures coming through. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much,
Thank
Justin.
you.